All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about real music and doing it in real time for a few real people out here, just like you and just like me. So, the truth about Don Felder. Did Glenn Frey actually like Don Felder? Yeah, for a while. And in this recent article from Far Out magazine, which I thought was far out, man, um, he talks about the best lineup the Eagles ever had. And it's pretty clear for a lot of fans that the Hotel California era with that lineup, including Randy Meisner and Don Felder, was the best. And that also included Joe Walsh, who they had just added to the band. So they had these two excellent guitar players. They had this singer who could hit incredibly high notes in Meisner, and they had Felder and Walsh playing off one another. And it's kind of interesting because after watching the Eagles documentary, which about midway through, you're just like, they're going to go after Felder this entire documentary. They're going to blame everything bad that happened on Don Felder. And I think there's one scene where Felder starts to cry and he gets up out of the chair and leaves. It was weird that he agreed to do the documentary because it's not like they put in stuff where he said, "These guys were thieves. They took too much money. We had a contract." They have Henley saying something like, "Yes, we had a contract, but things change." that was the way they dealt with it. We're the Eagles Mafia. No, the Eagles are a great organization. What am I saying? They are great. We love the Eagles here on the Harmless Dave channel. Anyway, even today, with their inflated ticket prices, but they're selling out shows because people understand it's almost over. It's got to be almost over. You would think this would be the last year the Eagles are going to be out there, but stay tuned, right? You know, they can do a Vegas residency for another, I don't know, 10 years or so. They might. Um, but Fry says that the Eagles had their best chemistry when Felder and Walsh were both in the band at the same time. He says Don and Joe were both tremendously gifted guitar players. Interesting. Even when the band were at half capacity during the long run, and they had Timothy B. Schmidt instead of Randy Meisner, he says that guitar chemistry was never a problem. Even though there's hardly that much of a song on King of Hollywood. By the way, I would disagree with that description. Hearing Felder and Walsh put together a wall of harmonized guitars is well worth the price of admission, even managing to top themselves on the song Those Shoes by having one of the first dual talkbox solos. Although Fry's time with Felder would eventually be the reason why he was let go from the Eagles, it's hard to deny good chemistry. They may have had hired guns fill in for Felder on their subsequent tours with Fry, but no one filling in the parts. Now, this is the magazine and their editorial opinion here, but no one filling in the parts will ever have the creative spark that happened whenever Walsh and Felder got that twinkle in their eyes whenever they played solos. So, yeah, that makes sense. And look, I say it, and it's just dumb when I say it. I'll admit it, because I think of human beings and I go, you guys should really get your act together. Just have Felder back. If you're going to end the Eagles, have him back. Have Bernie back. Have Felder back. And let Felder get up there and show people that he's not Stuart Smith. You know, it's just wow. You know, I saw the show with Felder. That was amazing. Don Felder, let him sing Visions. Let him get up there and sing it. Let him sing. Let him sing. What's the song he was supposed to sing? Victim of Love. Let Don Felder go up there and sing Victim of Love. I mean, there's a take of that. You know what's crazy is there's got to be a take of that with the Felder vocal on it, unless they erased it, which I bet you they didn't erase it. And you could put that out there, and people would be very interested in hearing Felder's take. And some people will say, well, thank God Henley sang this song because Felder is so bad. No, I think Felder is okay as a singer. I mean, there are singers out there who shouldn't be singing anymore. Felder isn't necessarily one of them. I think the expectations for Felder are much lower. People know, hey, this isn't Don Henley. I mean, I take issue a little bit with him singing these Eagles songs, but if he put guitar parts on them, or if he was in the band, which he was, playing the catalog from start to finish, even the stuff that happened before he joined the band, he's got some stake or some claim on playing those songs. So, in any event, this is a pretty cool article. It's in Far Out magazine, and the headline is Best Chemistry, Glenn Frey on the best lineup the Eagles ever had. And definitely still missing Glenn Frey, passed away prematurely. And a little bit mysteriously, his wife, I think, still has a lawsuit against Mount Sinai Hospital where it appears that they may have done some medical malpractice, but we don't know that for sure. It just seems as though things could have went a little better for the Eagles founder and basically the quarterback in that band. And who knows how many years he could have still been out there. I imagine if Don Henley can still do it, if Glenn were still here, he could probably still do it. Or maybe Glenn would have said, we need to pull the plug on this. We've been doing this way too long. It's cool, though, that Glenn's son, Deacon, is out there. The spitting image of his dad from like 1978 or something. So it's kind of cool to see that. But again, this is a mere shadow of the band that once was, especially considering the Hotel California lineup, which was really amazing. And one of the reasons that album was so good, because you had all of these guys who, could front bands. Everybody could pretty much front a band in that lineup. Randy Meisner, certainly. And we miss Randy, obviously, because his voice was just angelic. All right, people, thanks for watching. I'm getting a lot of messages from folks. People still kind of wondering what happened with the other channel. There is a video that I did on this channel. You'll have to go look for it, where I talk about what happened. The other channel is frozen in time. So if you could subscribe to the channel, also Patreon. So far, I am not monetized here. I'm getting closer to that point, but it's a long process, and the steps aren't exactly smooth or easy. But I'm hoping someday that will happen again, and maybe in the next month or two, but I have no assurance of that, and who knows what will happen after that. But I'm trying to be slightly I'm going to say I'm trying to be even more harmless than I was before, if that's possible. But it's really difficult for me because I tend to shoot off my mouth when I shouldn't, and that gets me in trouble. So again, thanks to everybody for being here. God bless everyone. A lot of Christian content this year. So if you enjoy Christian music or you want to learn about up-and-coming Christian music, I am going to be covering a lot of that, and hopefully I'm going to get into the older stuff as well, because there's a ton of it that people don't even know about, which is kind of fun. And yes, still covering the demise or the slow, painful death of the classic rock world, which is really sad. And I think, as many people say to me, they should have quit years ago. But there's a lot of money, so they continue on.